In the Old Norse written corpus, Berserkir or Berserkers were people who were said to give battle in a trance-like fury or mania. The word Berserkir itself literally means bear shirt, which is a reference to the fact that they wore the skins of bears or wolves, and it is also where we get our modern English word, berserk. The Cleasbian Vigfusson describes how the athletes and champions of the olden ages would wear the hides of bears, wolves and reindeer, in the same way those in the south wore the skins of lions, tigers and leopards. Another word for going berserk was hamask, which means to rage or to be taken by a fit of fury in a fight. The Cleasbian Vigfusson also say that the word is derived from hammer, which relates to the changing of one's shape owing to the belief that such people were possessed by a strange spirit or demon. The Cleasbian Vigfusson entry for hammer says it is used of skins, such as a snake when it sheds its skin. It also says it can be used for, quote, a person out of his mind from restlessness or passion, the metaphor for one who cannot recover his own skin and roves restlessly in search of it. End quote. These are interesting points to consider, as the Greek word entheos is used to describe someone who is possessed by a divinity or deity, and evidence suggests that this state will be reached by ingesting drugs, which would bring the person to the state of mania and prophecy. In chapter 6 of the Ynglinga saga, we get a description of the berserkers, as well as their imperviousness to both fire and sword. Quote, Odin could make his enemies in battles blind, or deaf, or terror-struck, and their weapons so blunt that they cut no more than a willow wand. On the other hand, his men rushed forwards without armour, were as mad as dogs or wolves, bit their shields, and were strong as bears or wild bulls, and killed people at a blow, and neither fire nor iron told upon them. End quote. In the 9th century poem Haraldskveði, we get the oldest surviving reference to the term berserker. Quote, I'll ask of the berserkers, you tasters of blood, those intrepid heroes, how are they treated, those who wade out into battle? Wolf-skinned they are called, in battle they bear bloody shields. Red with blood are their spears when they come to fight, they form a closed group. The prince in his wisdom puts trust in such men. End quote. The theme of fire and edged weapons having no effect against the berserkers is reiterated across other Germanic groups which had similar practices. These descriptions, as well as the fury or frenzy which was said to take hold of the warriors, has led some scholars to debate whether the state was induced by the consumption of drugs such as hallucinogenic mushrooms or henbane. The seeming tolerance to fire certainly paints an image of the priests of the Hirpi Sorani, which we looked at earlier, who unflinchingly performed their walk over flames and embers. There are also depictions of Germanic berserkers found on shields and standards, which were taken as trophies by Romans who came into contact with them. The berserkers are depicted with the heads of wolves, holding spears and sometimes swords. There is also an account describing the Gothic dance, performed by the Varangian Guard of Byzantine Emperor Constantine VII. Here the Varangian Guards are described as performing the dance while wearing animal skins and masks, and some scholars have suggested this may have been a form of berserker rite. That's going to conclude our comparative look at these different groups of people and the similar themes and motifs that we find shared between the two. What are your thoughts on the connections? Are they the result of migrating groups of people coming into contact with one another and sharing or adopting each other's practices? Or does it show that they once held a common origin? Maybe you feel that the information is purely coincidental. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks again for watching, I really appreciate the support. Catch you on the next one. Old Boy, out.